Hello and welcome to Catholic Psychology. You're David King. Today, I want to follow on from my previous video where I talked about the rat experiments which explored rewards and punishment and how they affect our motivation, our ability to learn, our memory, the ability to adapt, and how readily we are willing to make decisions using a reward and punishment to help motivate us. Okay, where do I want to go from here? Well, now I want to talk about why I'm teaching you about the reward and punishment system. Our emotions are coming from receiving what we want, from receiving a reward or a punishment. All of what we do and all of what we experience comes down to us seeking this reward or punishment. And so what that means is we want to be in control of that. So let me give you an example of when we're not in control. Maybe you're working really hard and you have this belief that if I work really hard, I'll be appreciated or valued. You're trying to prove to yourself your worth and your value through a behavior, and you're trying to get some sort of outcome or external validation to strengthen this association and this belief. And when we don't receive that validation, we get negative emotion because, as I've outlined before, a punishment is when we don't get what we want or when we have something that is negative placed in our presence. And so a punishment generates negative emotion. And so if we are searching outwards for external validation for our behaviors and our beliefs, then we aren't in control of that, because that's not the way the world works. There's no obligation of people to treat you a certain way if you act a certain way. There's no transaction that happens where you have if I treat you well, there's no obligation or duty for the other person to do so. There's no obligation or duty for someone to agree with you or to accept you. These are all things that other people are choosing to do. And so if you can acknowledge that, you can practice appreciation and gratitude when someone does something nice for you, when someone does, give you something which gives you that validation. You appreciate that, but you don't rely on that. What you want to do is you want to identify who you are, what behaviors you want to do. You want to generate a belief system that you use to help make decisions, and you want to reward yourself when you are working towards becoming some version of yourself that you have decided is desirable or good. And so what happens is, if you're in control of the reward system, it doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter what outcomes you get in the world. If you practice what I taught in classical conditioning and you reward yourself just for the behavior, you will take satisfaction in just working towards becoming the person you have decided you want to be, and that will be enough. You'll be at peace. You won't get the negative emotion associated with not getting what you want from external sources. And so that is how we establish internal emotional regulation and how we feel like we have a lot more control and power over our lives. I'll see you next time on Catholic Psychology.